Hello, we meet again for a new video short encounter of Photosophy, philosophy, and photography. And today we shall talk about a dialogue with the muse, like you can see it here. So now I put the title away. And to illustrate this concept, this dialogue with the muse, I've chosen to present you this photo. This is a photograph I took in a theater in Israel, and you can see an actor talking, taking the hand and talking with what seems to be, a shadow. Obviously, it's another actor, the other side, of a veil, but and you see the shadow. But it seems like a dialogue with the invisible, a dialogue with a shadow. And what I can see, what I can understand of this, what this photograph inspires me, is the dialogue with the muse. And what is the muse? The muse is the source of inspiration. According to ancient Greek mythology, there were nine muses, which were the nine daughters of Zeus, which would inspire humans being in the field of art. So you have the poesy, history, music, dance, tragedy, etc., etc. But more than all this, it's a dialogue with oneself. Because the muse is not something so external to the human nature, it's inside us. In reality, as human beings, we all share two different sources of inspiration, external and internal. I mean, we can find our inspiration in the external world or in the internal self. So, if we speak about externally, the world is changing, constantly changing. All the circumstances in the world, the geopolitical change, the war that we are experiencing, the change of climate changes, and all this is leading us to a kind of chaos and incertitude. But you have also the internal source of inspiration, and here we can make a differentiation between what we could call the personality and the individuality. The personality is the mask, something that we put, like the, the word persona, which comes from Latin. So we can put a mask and change the mask, put another mask. So the personality is always changing. It's the physical body which is changing and getting older and older and older. Our energy, which is changing, our emotions, our opinion. We can change our opinions during our lifetime. So, and everything of this is changing. It's like the external world. But something won't change. Something won't change. And it is the individuality, something which is related to our own true fundamental self, nature, authenticity. Who are we? And here we can find the muse. I would say that the muse, the concept of the muse, is related to the concept of the voice of silence, as we can find it in the Tibetan Buddhism. And we need to, not to hear all the noises around us, all these changes around us, to hear this voice of silence, because if you have noise, you can't hear the silence. And this muse, this inspiration, this internal inspiration won't change because it is our individuality, our nature. It is always there also. It doesn't go anywhere. It cannot leave us because where we are, it is. It is us, so it is with us. And to find a muse, to hear this muse, and to begin a dialogue with this muse is like to dialogue with ourselves, with our higher nature. It's like to discover ourselves and to discover the wisdom which lies inside us. So I would say that the message of this muse inside us is something that lead us, I would say, to the top of ourselves, the higher values, to unity, discover the higher sentiments, our intuitions, to get a global, also more objective visions of ourselves and the world. So this is the muse. Okay, this is the dialogue with the muse. And we need to awake the muse inside us. And to do so, we need to make a place to the invisible, to trust our internal life, our internal self, to trust ourselves, to accept ourselves, not to try to copy the way of doing or living of somebody else, but to be ourselves, to be authentic. We need to dare to open the door to authenticity and to trust our authenticity. How? Well, it's like a kind of mystery. But I think that one good answer is through philosophy. Of course, we all have to walk this path of philosophy and to discover, but not philosophy like a study, philosophy like a living experience. We have to dare to live as philosopher, to experiment the wisdom. And I think that slowly, slowly, the shadow will go away, and the muse will become more and more and more true, real, visible, and we shall all be able to hear it. So, this was this just, little quickly idea, concept about photosophy. So, as usual, you have here my website and my email. Feel free to visit the website, feel free to send me a mail, and we shall meet next time. It was a pleasure to see you again.